More than half.
And we are back. Welcome back. Yes, I believe most of us are back. Jen is attending to a
Hello.
small situation. And I think where we're going to go from here, yes, you should be audible, both you and me, theoretically. I see the little colored lines doing the woo-woo thing. But hey, yeah, I always thankful to be looking out. The number of times that it's gone wrong. I think the next thing we're going to do, and this will sort of take us to the end of our session, is because this is the first time a lot of these characters have been in the same room. This is also going to be sort of a parting of the ways, right? Because some folks are going one direction and not planning on coming back to the Stone Tooth. So a lot of these folks are saying goodbye in a not permanent but long-term way. So I don't have like an order for this. So I'm just going to ask folks to tell me who it is you want to make your goodbyes to, and we'll run those scenes.
I know I want to kick mine off.
Let's do it.
Pyre will want to get a moment with Charlotte to say his proper goodbyes in the traditions of his clan.
Yeah, I think once they're I think Charlotte is interested, just to put her stuff down to figure out where they're staying for the night. She doesn't mind rooming with Pyre. So once they're there in the room, yeah, they'll have a moment to themselves.
We will be parting ways soon.
Yes, tomorrow or the next day, probably.
I have never been to Waterdeep. I have never been that far south. This will be interesting.
Oh my god.
But I did want to speak to you specifically.
It's rare and expensive.
Okay.
I believe lowlanders are pathetic and weak. But not you.
I mean, my family is actually from the hills next to mountains, but sure,
Ah.
lowlanders. All right.
Yeah.
And we're actually from a place not too far east of Citadel Adbar.
And perhaps then there's perhaps some more strength in you than I estimated. You are Dragon Slayer. That is worthy of respect.
I didn't do it all alone. You know that.
No, but the kill is always important.
Yeah.
The honor is yours. Wear the honor well. You dress yourself in the trappings of an enemy. He would have expected no less, nor would have been insulted if you did not take part of his power to be your own.
Watch out for pickpockets in Waterdeep. I went to school there for a couple of years, and it's a big city, and people will rob you fucking blind.
I believe I have that count. I believe I have that handle. I do not have pockets.
You know, that's a pretty good way to avoid that.
And besides, if any dares pick any of my belongings, I will break them in half and set them on fire. As I understand it, that takes care of most people.
Yeah, but when they're like a street kid and that's how they're trying to get their dinner that night, probably shouldn't kill them over it.
Then I will exact a price of a broken rib. That will be educational and dissuading from taking from such an obviously more powerful target.
Have you ever been to a city before, Pyre?
No.
Do you know what a city watch is?
Yes.
All right.
They are the ones that slay evil.
They're the ones that keep order. So,
Yes. Then I am very aware of them, and I will amend my planning accordingly.
yeah. And most of them in Waterdeep ride giant griffins, so they're packing a bit of strength. Yeah. I think you're gonna really enjoy Waterdeep. It's don't eat any seafood anywhere but the dock district. Just straight rule. Gonna tell you that. She just goes into this diatribe of how to not be a tourist in Waterdeep.
And he will entertain the diatribe, and then will place a very large and heavy hand on Charlotte's shoulder. And it will speak in distinct guttural Draconic. And if you ever find yourself in the northern reaches northward of the Icewind Dale, listen to the song of the wind, and go where it takes you. And when you hear the sound of fires, you will have found my tribe. And if you speak my name, they will take you in.
We are going north, so that's
If
good
you
to keep in mind.
But in the future, we do not give out our names casually. And if I have deigned to work for you or work with you, it is because I respect you. That is a rule. I will never work for someone I do not respect.
It's a pretty good rule. You know, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm gonna turn in early tonight.
I will rest when the moment takes me.
Okay.
And then he will lean over and like tuck her head under his massive neck. You are a good friend.
I try to be.
Ah, then you are fortunate, for you succeed.
And with that, we'll move along to... ... ellipsis.
I actually have, for what Charlotte's not gonna, she doesn't really have anyone else to say goodbye to because she's going with Calder, and Calder is really the only other person she knows well-ish here. So once Pyre leaves the room, Charlotte's not going to sleep early. She's going to try to contact her patron to see if they know anything more about Baba Yaga, seeing as, you know, they're both fae.
See what you did there.
So yeah, I don't know if you want me to just roll a general luck check to see how well trying to contact the patron goes.
No. I will say that contacting the patron is a fairly simple matter. It does require like suffering to do it, because that seems to be what attracts the patron's attention.
Yep. Content warning, self-harm coming up. Yeah, Charlotte will pull out that nifty new rapier, and yeah, she'll cut a nice long scratch up her leg and leave it bleeding as part of the ritual to contact the patron.
Rob, do you want me to do this one?
By all means.
Okay. Do you have any specific information that you want me to pass on, or are you cool with me playing this?
Why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and take this?
Okay. So, Charlotte, you have never seen the patron because you are blind.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the cold feeling of like chains slowly moving across your arm. As you have that like feeling, it's definitely like of a slight constriction, but there's always something that keeps it from fully latching all the way shut. In like the lower back part of your brain, it's almost like it's not fully audible, but you hear, "You asked for me. What exactly do you want to know this time?"
Figured I'd pick your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if you've ever come across this entity before. The Baba Yaga.
This is older and younger. It moves. It's not trustworthy.
I could have told you that. Anything that's actually worth the cut I put in myself, or are you just going to waste my time?
Typical things. And the patron leaves.
Oh. Charlotte like worms herself back up. I fucking hate that guy. Oh. And I think that's the end of that. Then Charlotte does actually go to bed when she stops the bleeding on her leg.
Just like blood.
Other goodbyes. I know Kreetha's sticking around. Vic's sticking around.
Echo will go find Kreetha. Maybe.
So Kreetha kind of has started to kind of move about, like, because it's kind of now devolved into like a meeting on the floor and less a formal thing. So she's kind of moving around and kind of wandering to her friends who are going off, definitely. So yeah, because she's definitely worried about them.
Yeah, and as everyone in the crowd is kind of like splitting off, some people are going to their rooms and stuff like that, Echo will lock eyes with her, charge at her, and tackle her into a hug.
She returns the hug.
He spins around and lifts her up a little bit. Ah!
My friend!
I don't know how long this is going to take.
I do
Hopefully
not
not as long as the last time I went to Waterdeep.
Yes, I do not like this, but you will be careful, right?
Of course. Besides, I'm pretty lucky.
Yes. But there's so much more going on now than sometimes luck can
I know.
overcome. So
Yeah. So,
I want
just,
you to promise.
promise that I'll be careful.
You'll be careful, yes. It's not just me waiting here for you.
It's not. It's not. No. I'll be careful. I promise.
Somewhere Barnabas sneezes.
Are you doing okay? I know you went and had a big talk earlier, and then there was a whole bullshit with your family a few days ago. Are you settled in here? You okay? Forging?
I'm okay, Forging.
You don't secretly want to come to Waterdeep?
God, I want to come to Waterdeep so badly.
Should I bring you back something as a souvenir?
I suppose not another Xanathar flesh.
No. We'll try to find maybe a dragon this time, Shake it
Or
up a
one
bit.
of those griffins. They probably make,
They probably do. Oh my god.
and if they don't, they need to.
Hell yes. Okay, I will get you a plush griffin.
Oh my god.
It is my secondary mission. First is to be careful, second is to get the plush griffin, third is to recruit the Emerald Enclave.
As long as we have our priorities in order, everything fine. Everything.
Exactly.
No, I am. We were talking about how to deal with the situation here, since apparently, you remember, I am still leader. So kind of, yes, they recognize me as mistress of the forge, and so therefore they can't just barge in anymore without it being a big old thing. And so we had a conversation. Don't worry about it. We have figured things out, and Barnabas can certainly tell you many things, and you will be part of it as well because you, Barnabas, me.
Just slow your roll there.
I am not slowing
started
my roll.
recording.
I don't want to start thinking about it.
All right. Well, bring you back the plushie, and I'll try to be back in under a week. Let's aim for. We still got to get to Meepo's wedding too, so I can't take too
At
fucking
least
long.
you do not have problems with portals.
There is that.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why you're glad you're not going to Waterdeep. So you don't have to go through the fucking teleportation circle?
They already have enough of my internal affairs on the floors.
And with
Don't know
that,
why it's so bad. It's so nauseating. It's like being
It's like this, and Echo
stung.
picks her up again and starts spinning around.
I will throw up on you and you will not enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, I have questions.
we can zoom out from that.
Calder wants to speak to Barnabas.
I was just about to make the same suggestion. Why don't you go ahead and open? Yeah.
He'll request a private audience. Your Highness.
Mr. Creed, doesn't sound quite right on you. Lord Creed, perhaps? Or Lord Cheval, yes.
I wanted to ask you a favor.
Name it.
I have some letters I would like to see delivered to my family as soon as I leave.
Of course.
He'll reach into his pocket and pull out several different letters and set them on his table, desk, whatever he has. There's also something I need to tell you. It is about Anton.
I'm listening.
He'll sit down opposite Harris and just sort of... I had cause and ability to consult Volkers call them a mystical expert. And they had the ability to divine me a question. So I asked them, how do I bring Anton back to the fold? Because I hate the bastard. But if I kill him, I want it to be because he's him and not because he is my enemy in this war.
And?
The answer, I was expecting a gift of gold, an offer to abdicate any claim I have to the house inheritance, literally anything that would feed him what he wants. But the answer I received was death. Does Anton seem like the sort of person who would die for any cause other than Anton?
No, I suppose he does not.
Which leads me to a troubling conclusion.
You think it's not him?
I don't think he turned traitor willingly.
The roots, perhaps.
Perhaps, but the timeline doesn't match.
No.
There is no way in hell that Anton would surrender to the Vines. He loves his own control too much, which means, and he would never have signed up for them, and he would have fought like hell to get free. It's possible that he was offered, made some sort of arrangement, was offered a position, and they betrayed him. Anton's smarter than that, as much as I hate to admit. He would have assumed they were treacherous if you never trust a traitor, especially not one that you make. I don't think it's him. I do think he is working with the enemy now. I don't think he went willing.
If this was any other set of brothers, Calder, I would say that perhaps your sentimentality was getting in the way, but in this case...
Oh, I hate the son of a bitch.
In this case, I think you are seeing clearly. What do you suggest?
I'm left with two conclusions. Either Dream was misled by an illusion, which is possible. I am more than capable of creating such a ruse. I do not doubt a cadre of that many spellcasters could have dreamed up that scenario, but I struggle to see why. Or Dreamer lied to us. Neither assures me.
No. No. Either Dream was unreliable or treacherous. I agree. We have not,
I'm not willing,
seen
I'm
or
not
heard
willing
from
to-
him since then.
And that in itself is troubling. Dream is, by all accounts and by reputation and by all presentation, a forthright, honorable, and reliable resource. Except for right now.
Do you believe Dream might also be affected or controlled in some way?
I don't know anything about Dream. Nothing. I know their reputation and nothing else. And as Anton is fond of saying, a reputation is just a mask you let the idiots believe. I'm saying we should watch Dream carefully. We should watch for Dream carefully. And if they find themselves in a position to have valuable information, we should either make sure that their information is faulty, incorrect, or in other ways contains a detail that we can then use to verify their treachery.
Yes, that is prudent. Very important to know that we don't have a spy in our midst.
Yes. And I do fully intend to kill Anton.
Yes.
As by now, I expect that he is riddled with the vines.
I was going to ask if and when you were planning to go recover your brother. Were you planning on going alone? Will you bring others with you?
Oh, others will be with me, and I fully expect to have to kill the bastard. The difference is that I'll resurrect him right afterwards.
Then I will only tell you what you already know, to be careful, because Anton believed that he could find his way to the center of the enemy and outwit them. And
Anton,
if what you say happened, I would not be facing you on the field of combat.
I am confident I can bring Anton back to my side and to help us again, because I now have the one thing I know he wants more than anything.
I have seen you do things that boggle the imagination. If anyone can do it, it's you.
I appreciate your confidence. I will leave you. I don't require any more. Please ensure that those letters get to their appropriate recipients.
Of course.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And he'll walk away, and on the desk there are 3 letters. One is addressed to Albrecht Cheval. Another.
Oh no, we lost Jeff.
Ah!
In mid-word.
Oh no!
I think
go back,
I
dude.
watched this happen. He clicked and then left. I think he accidentally closed the tab. We're gonna move over into the chat so that you're not broken up into halves. No worries, these things happen.
Who are the other letters to? Oh no!
So
no.
one to Albrecht, his dad. So I can't wait to hear what that one's all about. Did we have anybody else who wanted to do a thing while Jeff reconnects? Oh wait, nope, here he is. Welcome back, Jeff.
That guy.
So sorry about that.
It happens.
Some technical stupidity. My technical stupidity in this case. Sorry. And he'll look up the name, and it is to one Lythian Corbella Cheval, Calder's stepmother.
Mm.
And is it just the 2?
There's one more letter to Echo.
But he specifically asked that the letters be delivered after he leaves. I see.
So he'll look down at the letter for Echo, and he'll look up to where like Echo is, I assume, already making preparations to leave. Yeah, or
Echo is still out in the middle area. He's got.
Calder would only have approached him when they could be alone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all good. So he'll shrug and he'll put them into his pouch, and that one he will deliver by hand.
All right, that's me for the moment.
Do we have any other goodbyes that Kreetha wants to get into, or either Vic or Ghost?
Well,
Dell,
mean,
I don't
Kreetha
think really
would
has
want
anybody to say goodbye to.
Goodbye to Calder, because Calder's going will be doing the Baba Yaga thing. So Calder will be leaving the next day too, right?
We'll say that you can catch Calder when he's walking out of his meeting with Calder, Marvis. So he will. Your Highness, sorry, Lady Regent.
Kreetha.
Lady Regent Kreetha, I apologize.
No, Calder, this isn't like that.
I am very much enjoying my teasing of you.
I know you are. Thank you for your help. I will miss you while you're gone, and you are not allowed to get yourself hurt either.
Weirdly, the only thing that has managed to hurt me in these long times of venturing have been a bloody suit of animated armor from right over there, pointing in the direction of the animated hall, and the goddamn golems. So it appears that this place is where I am the least safe.
Oh, well,
If history is any indicator.
it has its quirks, you know. You are very powerful with sorcerer.
I am a sorcerer. I am a sorcerer. A wizard is a nerd. He will kneel in front of Kreetha. I very much value our friendship.
I do too. We are family.
Yes, you are. Wrap his arms around her and squeeze her very gently.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not like very hard for him to be gentle. He's a strength of 8. He is not a strong man.
He's not strong.
Higher he is not.
No. He just. Well.
I would go with you if I could.
You very strictly can, but you won't because you have a sense of. Here's another fancy word: noblesse oblige. The obligations of nobility. You are important, and you believe you have responsibilities.
We don't have responsibilities, though. I mean, important or not. It's just mine changed somehow.
I believe very much the same as that. I believe that I had an absolute loyalty to my family, and that I would do anything to serve the house, to make my father proud, and I would have done absolutely anything for his approval and to see the objectives of my family. And strangely enough, both that has and has not changed. I would do anything to see the objectives of my family.
I don't think we're quite talking about the same thing, but all right.
I'm saying that you are my family, and I will do everything that you require of me to achieve your goals.
But when I'm talking about responsibility, I'm not talking about family loyalty and family objectives. I'm talking about something much more personal than that.
And
I know that it's weird to say that when family is supposed to be really personal, but I mean,
well, that's my point, actually. I once believed that my blood family was the most important thing to me. You and all of us have become more important to me. And when this is done and when we have a moment, there will be an uncomfortable adventure in my near future, which will be where your help will be very useful in.
Like, what do you mean uncomfortable? I've been comfortable.
You'll pardon me. This is the secret kind that I don't want spreading too far from prying ears, and your voice kind of carries.
I have the ability to keep my mouth shut.
Do you promise?
I swear on my life.
Very well. He will lean in close and give her a sweet hug, and goes, "I'm going to kill my father." And I will do it with a smile on my face.
Well, as you are here for me, I am here for you.
Well, your expertise is going to be useful not in the hunting, but rather what comes after. I will need your expertise in hunting a very specific person. I have a baby brother. A half sibling, to be certain. But an innocent in all of this, and I want to keep them safe.
So it's a rescue mission.
In part, yes.
All right.
Because a very dangerous person wants them dead, and I want to make sure that they fail.
We have room for babies here.
That's my hope. Hopefully their mother will be able to come with.
I would hate to tear infant away from its mother.
That is my hope to avoid as well. And you are one of the most considerate people I've ever met.
Not for lack of trying.
The fact that you agonize over how good you are at the work puts you a hell of a shot higher than most nobles. And trust me, I've dealt with more than my fair share of nobles.
Where do you come from? Sometimes, to use a forged term, what you are forged from. Sometimes the prettiest metals aren't the strongest. You forge many things out of gold. It's very, very beautiful, but makes a terrible weapon. Terrible.
The glow
So-
of pride coming from Durgadin into your brain, like for the metallurgy analogy, like this is like, oh yes, so dwarf, with tears coming down his non-existent face.
She's been learning a lot. It's, keep in mind, because he's in the back of her head and she's got Andoril in the back of her head. That stuff has been living there and has been kind of matriculating into her personality without her even realizing or understanding it. Like,
I'm
it's
so
just
proud. Anyway, sorry, I had to interrupt
trying
there.
to work
In
that
the-
through.
I fully expect that I will return. I have too much business to ignore otherwise. But if I fail, please, you know that my parting wishes is that my father does not live to see it at the end of the year.
Okay.
And he'll lean forward again, like grab her by her face, kiss her head. You and Kevin Bonewolf.
And with that, I actually am going to make a quick cut to the man himself. Kevin Bonewolf will be striding down.
I do want to
The,
a description of what her facial expression does without that name.
So Kevin Bonewolf is pacing back and forth down a hall. General Bonewolf, by the way, if you didn't catch that little bit, is sort of pacing back. He's got a piece of paper in his hand, and he's looking down at it, and he's kind of walking back and forth, and he begins to walk out to where everyone's kind of milling about, and then he stops and he turns back around, and he's like, "Come on, just do it, man, just do it." And he'll walk into the room, and he'll walk up to Ghost, And he's going to look down at the paper and he's going to look over at Ghost, and it's going to say, I promised myself I wouldn't freak out, but could I get your autograph? And he hands over a promotional poster from one of your early outings as a professional gladiator.
He's a fan.
I've been following your career for a long time, and you came here, and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, obviously, yes, of course. And what is your name?
Kevin.
Scroll down.
And if maybe at the bottom you write, "You're way better than Bathu."
I don't know who Bathu is, but okay, that seems fine.
He'll think it's hilarious, I promise.
How do you spell Bathu?
It's like Matthew except with a B.
Okay. BMATHEWB.
But Matthew, sure. Perfect.
Fuck it.
There's like a little smiley face. I put a smiley face because you seem like a happy guy.
I'm crying for the second time tonight.
Like Ghost keeps writing because you know how Ghost speaks in basically emojis. He's flipped the poster over. He keeps going.
Oh,
So good.
love it.
He will hand it. He'll hand it to him and goes, "You're doing great, very good." And he will kiss him on both cheeks and then push him away.
Oh, that's so good.
Amazing. Any
I got one.
other goodbyes? Yeah, Gail, go for it.
So Echo, after people have been milling for a little bit, sees the whole autograph thing go down. He's scanning the crowd. Where is Dell?
Dell is actually is probably gonna end up over time meandering over to the little chapel, the Durgaden chapel.
Okay. Yeah. Echo will saunter on over behind him and say, it's barred. I don't think they're gonna open it up until they have the resources and time to fix it properly.
That's usually how it goes.
Are you looking for somewhere to pray?
It's less of that. Dell is going to start unbarring it.
Echo won't stop him. He'll just stand back and watch.
It's less of a place to pray. He's gonna say this while he's like fucking hawking shit. It's more of a respect thing. Durgaden is interesting.
Yeah. He's quite a character.
Yeah. But
I mean, if you want to actually talk to Durgaden, he's in Karitha's dagger.
I know. It's less of that and more of there's a thing that I wanted to do, preferably before we get going, except that this door isn't. He's gonna like huck stuff off the way. It's a gift to a friend.
All right. And Echo just like patiently waits behind him, and if he goes
Totally
in, we'll
fine.
follow him in.
Once he gets inside, because I don't know how long it's going to take to unbar that, because I'm assuming it'll take more than 12 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. It takes a little bit of effort, but you're able to get in.
A little bit of effort. Then Dell will basically start a ritual. He'll tell Echoes like I'm like I said, this is kind of a more of a gift to a friend. If you want to help, you can, but I don't expect it of you.
I don't want to interfere with what you're doing. I'll just stay back here. And he just like posts up against the back wall of this little chapel and watches.
Fully watches. I love that.
Mhm.
I am intending to hallow this ground, Rob.
Ooh.
That sounds reasonable to me. Now this is the
How
temple,
long
yeah.
does that take to cast?
24 hours.
24 hours straight, bugaboo.
Whoa.
You will find that it is going to take significantly less than that. This ground is already, like, as you're beginning to set up what you need to do, and as you begin to go into the motions of the ritual, you find that this place is very close to hallowed as it is.
It's still gonna. The problem is that the way that the ritual spell slot thing goes is it's 24 hours to cast it. So
Well, that conveniently gives other
Dale
folks...
came in prepared for this to be a 24-hour experience.
Fair enough.
I think it's Sanctify is technically the.
So
Yeah, I think-
is Echo going to stick around for 24 hours?
No, I think as soon as he like sees you like really clearing an area and like
We're gonna clear this bitch up.
I think
It's very much like if you can get me a broom, that would be lovely. Like
yeah. Like before he actually starts casting, I think Echo will grab a broom, come over, and kind of step in with as he's helping sweep. So I've met other members of your family. I've been introduced to Albrecht. I hung around Anton for a little bit. Yeah.
he's gonna
so,
give you that look of like, you what to what, my what?
It's a bit of a long story. The
Got
goblin
time.
the goblin tribe I used to belong to needed a new place to stay, and Calder suggested working for the Chavals. And so now I don't think serf is exactly the right word, but it's pretty close.
Anton is gonna stop. Just like one hand goes to one of his wrists, like the very thick burn scar there, and is just gonna stare off into the middle distance for a little bit.
No.
It's
Okay.
they were given land to work and assurance of protection, and it was a hell of a lot better than where we used to live. But I'm learning some things, especially getting to really interact with Anton a little bit and hearing some other things from Calder. I think as a general rule, I shouldn't trust any Cheval as far as I can throw them. So, what do you actually want? Because it doesn't seem like you came here for Calder.
When it comes to what I want, I don't work for myself anymore.
Who do you work for?
A fair number of people at this point in time. He'll sit down with, like, holding the broom on like one of the benches. I have people who are higher in my order. But we are not usually those who interfere. There is the goddess I serve. And there are my bondmates. But they are on other duties. The team that I work with in my order.
And what does your goddess ask you to do?
To stand with those who are repressed.
And who is that here?
Can be a number of people.
So you don't know?
There are always those who are pushed under a boot. And those are the people that I am to minister to.
So
From
what does that have to do with finding Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga is part of the other order that I serve. I'm a watcher. I watch those that are beyond, those that are from the outer planes, demons, fae, devils,
Gods?
gods. Less so gods. Gods have their own place. More of those who seek to enslave. Either through trickery or by bad deals.
So what, once this is done, once you've watched Baba Yaga for whatever you need, are you just going to leave again?
Might. Depends on where I'm sent.
You don't get a choice?
I have some level of a choice, but I made an oath.
Is that not bondage?
It's not one I would consider bondage. I mean, to an extent, it is bondage, but it's not an unwilling one.
If you are planning to just leave again, you should make that clear to Calder. He's had enough heartbreak from family members already.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but if you hurt him, I'm going to hurt you.
Come find me.
I just might.
I'll be waiting.
And I think Echo is going to activate his glowing eye marks and walk through Dell and through the wall out of the chapel.
I feel like Dell would not even be a little bit surprised.
Nice. Very nice. A little bit of tension there. I love it. Very good.
I have some levity if people would be willing to indulge.
Absolutely, Jeff. Go for it.
Kretha will be doing whatever happens next and meandering to her own discussions.
Mm-hmm.
When a very large red-scaled dragonborn.
Oh my.
That's a lot of Dragonborn.
That is a lot.
You look up and it just keeps going.
Hello?
I understand that you are Durgadin's champion.
I don't know if champion is the correct word, but...
Champion is absolutely the correct word, yes.
All right, yes. I am Durgadin's champion. Welcome to meet you. You are...
He'll say a long string of words in Draconic.
Is there a shorter form?
Your friend Charlotte refers to me as Pyre.
Higher. Very descriptive.
I come from the Kalafkas clan. We have been historical enemies of Durgadin's house.
Oh.
I have one very important thing I wish to say to you.
Okay.
He will.
Do I need to?
He'll go to a knee and look her in the eye. Is it true that you speak with Durgadin's voice?
I mean,
And that you-
definitely.
And you know his mind.
A portion of it, yes. I mean, he
And
does
you-
have his.
He hears you and speaks to you.
Oh, he hears you too.
Excellent. Then it is my very good pleasure to meet you. We have tremendous respect for Durgadin. It is not very often that we find worthy opponents that make us stronger for fighting them. And I see that all of the rumors are true.
You're
You are
holding your
kind.
breath, Kretha. Take a breath.
You are kind. You are generous. You are very small. But also, you are very wise.
Say
So-
thank you.
Thank you.
I have decided that you would be worthy. I ask you, please, name to me a challenge.
Now, this is a very important question. Are you talking to me or to Durgaden? Because I am
To
quite
you.
confused now. To me.
To you, Durgaden is dead. He is respectful and he hears us, I understand it, but the dead are dead.
A challenge.
Yes. Name me an enemy you wish slain, a treasure you wish returned, a great task you wish to enact in your name.
In my name.
Do you have a foe you would very much want dead?
I am riveted to find out how this is going to go.
Perhaps one in Waterdeep. I understand there is some history there.
Well,
It's fine.
may I have a small time to think of it,
You
so
may
that I
think it.
can choose the correct challenge.
Very well.
For
You-
one as noble and tall and red as yourself.
But I will need-
you-
I will need to know my challenge before I depart. Otherwise, I will have failed and will be disgraced.
Oh, I don't want you to be disgraced.
I have declared my desire for a challenge for you.
You have. There are rules, important.
Time is allowed to consider the question.
Time is allowed.
But if I depart, I will be dishonored.
That is fair. That is fair.
You could ask him to potentially locate the staff, end your debt to the Xanathar Guild. This is just to Kretha, by the way.
Yeah, I figured that because you do that kind of really low voice when you do the.
But do take the time. This is your challenge, not mine.
I speak back to Durgaden, which I've gotten better about not freaking opening my mouth when I do it, but sometimes my mouth kind of moves a little bit. But I say back to Durgaden.
To be honest, my first thought is that I would like his help if something happens with Calder. But that is not my. It is not my thing I can say. So I have to think of something else, and that's
Durgan
hard.
would know enough to know about my clan that they don't really do protection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more of a
Well,
one and
no,
done.
Her first thought was
This is very much a no. This is a let me know of a treasure or some mofo you want dead.
yes, no. The thing is the first thing that's on her mind was the last conversation she had.
Yeah.
Which was with Calder and his need to kill my dad. But she can't say that because she made a promise.
Ooh, she should set him on her dad.
I don't know if she would set him on her dad.
We can table this for the moment. We can
Yes, I would
figure
like
it
to
out.
table
You could
that.
ask someone for advice.
Do you want to phone a
Yeah.
friend?
I would like to phone a friend.
You want to just like grab someone and pull them into the conversation? Grab Vic. Grab Vic.
Very well. Then,
Even
Karen, my
voice.
deep, then go with honor, Lady Kretha. You are just know that your name is spoken of in the highest regard amongst our tribe as champion of Durgaden, the first champion of Durgaden in many centuries.
Because he's dead. I will, if I cannot meet you in person, I will have a letter for you with
I
my
will still be dishonored. I cannot do it. You must tell me before I depart.
No, I mean before you depart. It will be handed to you if I cannot get in front of you, because it is quite busy. But
That is
you
fine.
will know before you leave.
Yes, I do speak and read the common tongue, so that is the best language to write it in.
I possibly might have someone else write it if that's within the rules. I have been given to understand I am not as easy to understand by my hand. I'm
You
trying
sound-
to get better, but it's hard.
You sound entirely intelligible to me.
Bone Wolf walks past with like the world's longest signature.
Freaking out about it.
It's not my first tongue either.
Either I will see you or you will get my instruction.
Very well. I
Before
look
you
very
leave.
much forward to seeing you or reading your words.
And also, this is not part of the challenge, but you are part of the group. You
Yes.
must be careful as well.
I defended Chateau Hyacinth. They paid me well and allowed me to use fire.
I imagine they did. I did hear there was a lot more fire than was originally planned, but
They were very open to my planning.
I am glad. I am also glad that the Fort Fury is not quite so flammable.
It is more of a challenge and generally not worth the effort.
No, you see, the fire here is the forge.
Exactly, it's built for it. It's just not really worth the trying. That is why you made such wonderful opponents. For the fire, our breath and life was not effective against you, and we fight the strongest opponents.
I am glad to have you on our side.
I'm gonna cut you off there.
That was awkward.
I was gonna.
Because
I was
thinking-
channeling my inner Sam Reich. I was like, how long can I make this continue?
painful. Oh my god.
I have one final one that I would like to do.
Okay.
Echo lets the evening kind of wind down for a bit, and then just as like people are actually heading to bed, he will follow Calder.
Calder is probably making his way to, at this point he'll be dressed in his new duds, art coming, but, and so he's just sort of, hello.
Hey, Echo gestures to the room where Calder's been sleeping lately. Can we talk?
Yes, I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Did you want me to update your wardrobe?
No, I'm okay. It's actually probably better that I not be wearing anything similar to what I wore last time.
That
You know,
is
being-
that is not at all a problem.
Nah, it's fine. You know, gosh, this is gonna be the first time we're not on the same team going to the same place since
Since water, yeah.
we met up again.
It's been a hell of a
I'm-
time.
I'm gonna be worried about you. I know you know how to dodge and stay out of trouble, but I'm not gonna be there to make
Okay.
sure.
And I know, I can say with some confidence, I'm not going to worry about you because I pity any stupid son of a bitch that gets in your way. Do me a favor, if you see Nihilor, punch him repeatedly in that face of his.
If it comes to fists, yes, I will do so. He has a very punchable face,
Yes, all 9 tentacles of it.
but seeing as this might be the last night that we are in the same place for maybe a while,
I'll be back before the next full moon.
yeah, but do you want to have sex? It's just, you know, this thing between us has just been like building this whole time, and I just wanted to just put it out there.
I knew it was coming and still have no way to react.
Is Calder laughing?
Yes, Calder is laughing. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I'm not gonna. Have I read this wrong? Because I thought that we've been flirting since we met up again in Waterdeep. Is
I
that
think
not?
I think that's partially accurate, yes.
Okay. Because, it was nice to kiss you.
It didn't suck for me either. It was very good. Extremely good. The best I had in a long time.
Can Echo, insight-wise, is Calder, panicking right now?
Go ahead and roll. Let's see how good he is at his game face. I'm going to give myself disadvantage.
So good. It's so awkward. It's so good.
It's very awkward.
That is a 15 for Echo and a 12 for Calder. Despite having a significantly higher natural roll, Echo is very good at this.
Calder is
Or should be good at this.
he's just sort of surprised, shocked, not sure what to do.
What
It's
color
like
is
he
his
has
face right
already
now?
Settled on it. He is. Listen,
If you're not interested, that's
I
fine too.
very much am interested.
Oh, okay.
But I did just deliver a letter to Barnabas to give to you after I left.
Is it a secret? Is there something written in there that I'm not supposed to know?
I would be as red as that dragonborn.
Where is this happening?
You're going to get the letter as soon as I go.
I assume that we are in Calder's room. at
Yeah,
this
you,
point.
you let me know when we're fading to black, and we'll move on to the next one.
Do you
Can I
wanna
make it
know-
worse?
Oh my god!
I mean,
Sure.
I'm open to it. What do you got in mind?
Oh, there's just a knock on the door.
You expecting someone?
No.
I wasn't expecting you.
Okay,
Okay.
Ghost walks in. He's like, okay, so I got some. Oh, am I in the right? It doesn't matter. I got a new thing that I wanted to show you, and she's just gonna sit between them in the most awkward way and be like, "It's a game. It's called Twister."
I am.
Where on earth did you get that?
I made it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm very creative.
I would love to play tomorrow once we get
Tomorrow?
going. Yeah.
Oh, is this you kicking me out because you're going to do sexy things? I get it. It's fine. He's cute. I understand. You're not
He is-
my type personally, but I will leave if you need it.
Echo just kind of looks
Probably have to
like
actually tell me to
Calder.
leave. I will not do it by myself.
Ghost, thank you very much for your commentary and company. Please leave.
We'll twist it up tomorrow, man. Totally.
Okay.
Falling
Shut
back
the
into
door.
formality. And then there's a now where were we, and then we fade to black.
We'll leave it to
Twister
mystery of
game
whether or
is
not
on the side.
anything actually happens. But I do think I'm going to be reciting the letter at the letter section tonight.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We can fade to black there. Because I think Echo shuts the door, locks the door. There's a moment of silence, and he turns to Calder, and they both just start laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one way to break the awkwardness.
Yep, that'll break it like an axe.
Okay, so moving on to the next bit.
I really want to know what's in that letter now.
Let me cue it up.
Sure.
This is for later when we get to that section.
Okay. Well, we're at about we're coming up on 2 hours 40 minutes. So, do we have anybody else who wants to make goodbyes? Echo, how long are you and the rest staying after Calder and that team leaves?
Probably until the end of the day, because we're waiting on Sven, and I think Sven has the most having to hand off responsibilities before he is ready to go.
Yeah.
So I think they take the day. Everybody else will get to depart, but Echo and his team would probably have longer to prep because they are waiting for Sven.
So after Calder's team leaves and before you leave, you will get a messenger asking if you would attend Barnabas for a short time.
Hurries on over.
And Barnabas is very sort of at this point, now that a plan has been set, he looks a lot more relaxed. Now that he's not in a place where he doesn't know what's going to happen next, he actually seems a lot more confident. He seems more kingly actually as you go in there and see him. He's definitely more confident looking. And he says very simply, I said that I wanted to be with you for as many days as we had. Let's make sure we still have some more of those, yeah? Be careful out there.
Yeah.
When I said maybe tomorrow, back in that speech that I made, I didn't actually mean literally tomorrow, okay? So you make sure you come back.
Yes. I will come back. I will bring lots of druids, and they will finally put in some fucking work in dealing with this big, huge mess. It's going to be good.
Dwarves and druids. Pike's gonna have a field day. And that's all I had for Barnabas. Just a very quick, make sure to be careful. I'm coming back with a bunch of bears.
Echo will let him. I'm gonna send a sending every day if I still have the spell slots, but since you're still wearing the ring, I'll send them to Kevin and he'll pass them on to you.
I'm sure he'll love that.
I mean, I could send it to Bevan or Matthew. Would that be better or worse?
Worse.
Kevin in the background, not Matthew.
Of the three, Kevin is the only one with any ounce of discretion.
That's sad.
Oh, Bevan and Matthew try their best. But once they've started drinking, they'll say anything. I can't entrust any state secrets to them. That's mostly a joke. Anyway.
Alright. So yeah, I think that's everybody saying goodbye that we had, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
So, yeah, moment of everyone departing. Everyone being handed the final packets of information, an envelope being handed to a big dragonborn,
Yes.
envelope being handed to Echo.
And we will do a legend lore at the beginning of next game so that you've got a little bit of information to go on. But for now, if folks have letters, now would be a good time for that. I'm actually going to start very quickly because mine is very short.
Whoa! What the hell was that?
Sounded like a cat.
Chair wheel.
Cat got under the chair wheel.
Oh no,
Oh no!
poor baby.
That's happened to my cat too. Sometimes he'll lay down next to the chair and I won't notice that he's there. It definitely happens. So Kreetha is going to get a message from Jarlaxle on the self-moving quill that we've been using.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna do the full flowery language on this one, but I am gonna say that Jarlaxle asks how they can continue to be of service and whether or not you know if anyone from the Stone Tooth would be making their way to the City of Splendors. Now, how Jarlaxle may or may not have known anything, we'll sweep that under the rug for the time being. But they ask you to confirm the rumor that there might be emissaries from the Stone Tooth coming to Waterdeep, perhaps under circumstances where discretion is required, and perhaps they can be of some small service in ensuring that said representatives are not seen by the wrong authorities on either side of the political spectrum. So I'm
She has
gonna
to think about this a little while, because this gets harder as she gets more responsibility and realizes that stuff. She's actually going to, in this case, ask Durgadon.
Okay. What is it you're asking, Durgadon?
Durgadon. So I worry that I may be more street with some of the things I say when I say them. But there is a possibility that he can help our friends. But I don't know what it might.
Did you swear to keep their arrival secret for any reason?
I have not sworn, no, but I have not sworn. This would be a point where I would be using some of my resources. Not sure King Barnabas would be so happy to know. He does not know. But I would like them. I would do anything to get them back out if there is trouble.
It is a difficult thing to be a leader and to be in charge of information that others are not aware of. Unfortunately, in this, I cannot counsel you directly. However, I can say that this Jarlaxle has been both useful in the past and very clear that they have their own agenda.
Oh, yes.
As long as that agenda lines up, then I believe you can rely on them.
At this point, it is whether it is cost effective to use as the tool. Is this the right tool for the job?
There I can offer some small amount of insight. What you just read sounds to me less like, although they intended to make it seem like they were doing you a favor, by reporting to them that there will be those who have direct knowledge of the Forge in the city, you are actually doing them a favor.
Yes, and that is my concern as well. Like, I don't mind when it's me, but I don't want to get them into trouble. I don't want to get them into more and different trouble when they are in what is generally a vulnerable situation.
You get like a second-hand headache, and Durgaden's like, I never did have the head for this sort of intrigue. If only Andoril was still truly with us.
Yes.
He handled many of these affairs. And he is still a part of you, so I trust your judgment.
Do you think that there might be a way that I could... I mean, I can't talk to Andoril, but a lot of his memories are mine now without even meaning to. I don't know. It's probably not the time to be trying to do that either, but perhaps
I'm going to roll an insight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Under the idea of whether Kretha thinks that she could, that Jarlaxle could be more of a hindrance or a help in this situation.
Sure. Roll it. That's a 14. Okay. Jarlaxle is a master manipulator.
Yeah.
Um,
And Kretha is becoming more aware of
Kretha
such
is
things.
becoming much more, yeah, definitely. So I'm going to say...
She is not a master manipulator. Like, yes, she is a spy, but there is a difference between being a master manipulator and being a spy.
I'm gonna say, and this is me kind of being mean, but also going with the dice. With a 14, I'm gonna say that the dice aren't gonna give you any help here. This is a decision that's gonna have to come from you. You can't.
Two different ways of asking the DM what the DM
Yeah.
wants to hear.
The thing about Jarlaxle is, yes, they are very, very reliable and will do what they say they will do, but also everything they do for 12 different reasons. So
Yeah.
then again, you don't necessarily know what consequences there might be if you don't. So
yeah,
like,
and that's the thing is
it's. I'm seeing the meme where you've got all the geometric shapes floating around your head.
Yeah. So she reaches for the paper, grabs her pen in her hand, and of course it's the worst. Still she writes. Yeah. Dear Darlax, as the representative of the Forge itself, I would have to say that we do not have emissaries as you might think, but as a friend, I would say that there are some people who might be in town very soon that may need your assistance. Period.
I love how she's totally not realizing that she's speaking in code speak right now. Like that this is shit that Jarlaxle will pick up on that she's not even laying down.
No, she's speaking like as best as she knows how. I mean, it's better than last time. He's like, oh, she's starting to get it. She's learning the code because the other one was inscrutable. If aid were to be rendered, I would be very grateful. But as Kritha, not as mistress of the Forge.
Cut over to Jarlaxle, who's watching the thing move as you write, just weeping tears of joy for this little spy who's learning how to triple speak. If aid were to be rendered, oh, that was so beautiful.
So good. Managed it. You did it. You're doing it.
Please keep me informed of anything that might come up. Thank you, Kritha.
Kritha's got a John Hancock signature, huh?
She was trying to be really, really as neat as possible.
She learned how to
even
do it.
more so than last time. Like, she's learned a bit about writing because she's had to, but like her signature is just, it's
Let's go ahead.
very goblinish.
Let's go ahead and move on to Jeff. You said you have 3 letters. Let's choose one of them.
All right. Well, let's do the one that I'm sure we're chomping at the bit to read, which of course I mean the letter to his mother, to his stepmom. No. All right. Dear Echo, I am not sure this letter will ever reach your hands. I still feel compelled to pour my heart into this parchment regardless. I feel as though time has slipped through my fingers, and now that you're with Barnabas, I can't speak. From the moment our paths crossed, I have been captivated by your spirit, by your laughter, by your unbreakable determination. We've fought side by side, we've endured hardships, and shared countless moments that I will always treasure. And it was in those moments, amidst all the danger, that I came to realize the depth of the feelings I had for you. I couldn't deny the warmth that enveloped my heart any time you were near, and or the way that my thoughts would drift to you in quiet moments. I kept these feelings hidden in a way that I'm sure is entirely healthy. And I was afraid that revealing them would jeopardize the bond we shared. And now, as I feel that fate has placed you on a path that will lead away from me very soon. Just know that I harbor no ill will towards you or Barnabas. My only wish is for your happiness, and if that's found at his side, I will support you without any hesitation. But my love for you will remain a treasure I carry for the rest of my life. Please know that I am forever grateful. I wish you a lifetime of happiness. Calder.
Oh.
That's cute.
Do I get to respond? Because
That was the letter.
Yeah,
That's
Echo's got sending though.
if you wanna respond with ascending, we can end the night on that. You got 25 words from me right off the top of your head, or do you want to wait until next session?
No, I got it.
All right, let's do it.
Echo finishes reading it, and this is like, well, they're still at the last moments waiting for Sven to get ready to go. And Echo will cast sending, and he will say, Calder, you absolutely gooey on the inside hedgehog of a man. I love you, and I hope you know that. And I will see you very soon.
I will see you very...
He's not good at math.
Technically, you've got 25 words back if you want to use them. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
I expect no less. I love you.
And that, my friends, on that warm and touching note.
To which Charlotte and I'll go, what?
On that note, we're going to go ahead and move into our post game. I'm hoping to keep it fairly brief tonight because I'm pretty tired.
And I've got to go to the vet tomorrow, and that's a longer drive now for me.
Yeah, and we've got things going on tomorrow. But for right now, my Stream Deck stopped working again, so I'm just going to click the thing.
Love it when that happens.
I know, right?
So good.